In less than 50 days, it is that time again. The World Cup football in Mexico, Canada, and the United States of America is starting June 11th. In the next few weeks, I will break down the 8 biggest contenders for the World Cup. This video, we're going to dive deeper in the tactics, the team composition, and strengths and weaknesses of the Netherlands. A team everyone respects, but nobody really sees as a World Cup winner. And that might be exactly why they're so dangerous. Because tactically, this team is built for tournaments. When people talk about favorites, they look at star power: France, Brazil, England. And compared to those teams, the Netherlands don't always stand out. But World Cups are not won by the most talented team. They're won by the team that makes the fewest mistakes and stays consistent under pressure. And that's exactly where the Netherlands are different. Look at their defensive structure. You have players like Van Dijk, Van de Ven, strong, fast, and extremely hard to beat. But it's not just individual quality. It's how they move together. The lines stay compact. Spaces are closed. They don't chase the ball. They control it. And what does that actually mean? It means the distance between the defensive line and the midfield stays very small, which makes it extremely difficult for opponents to find space between the lines. There is simply no room to play. Imagine this situation. The Netherlands lose the ball high up the pitch. Instead of panicking, they immediately drop into shape. The passing lanes are closed, and suddenly, the opponent has no clear option forward. That's not luck. That's structure. And then there's their biggest weapon, the counterattack. Fast, direct, one-touch football. The moment they win the ball, they go. No hesitation, no unnecessary touches, just forward. With players like Gakpo, Simons, Malen, that speed becomes a real problem, and the Netherlands are very good at that. But here's the issue. They don't always have that one player who decides the game on his own. That moment of magic, that final action. And in tight matches, that matters. Because at the highest level, you sometimes need something unpredictable, something individual, and that's where they can struggle. But that's also what makes them so dangerous. Because while other teams rely on moments, the Netherlands rely on structure. They don't beat themselves. They stay organized. They stay disciplined. And in a World Cup, that consistency wins games. Let's have a look at what their team might look like, based on the most recent friendlies. We will probably see Verbruggen in goal. A back three of Van de Ven, Van Dijk, and Van Hecke. A strong midfield with Gravenberch in front of the defense with Simons and Reinders in front of him. 2 fast wingers in Gakpo and Dumfries, and up front possibly a duo of Malen and Brobby. Considering players like Timber, Koopmeiners, Ake, Frimpong are left out, I think that shows how good of a selection the Netherlands can show. I think if we look at the strengths and weaknesses of the Netherlands, we can differently say that the team is extremely organized and can play very disciplined football. Besides their discipline, they are also very good at set pieces. With Van Dijk and Van de Ven, they have 2 very big players. A third strength is the counterattack. The speed the counter with is so deadly for opponents. In terms of weaknesses, I think the pressure on finally getting a World Cup is a big one that might get in the heads of some players. Other than that, also the lack of individual talent, technically gifted players, is a big weakness. So will the Netherlands win the World Cup? Maybe not. But if there's one team nobody wants to face, it's this one. Because they don't need to be the best, they just need to be the hardest to beat. What do you think? Are the Netherlands finally ready to claim what they have been chasing for years? Or will they fall short again? Let me know in the comments what you think about the Dutchmen, and make sure to subscribe to see more team and player analysis.